like everybody involved in Banned Books Week, I wish that we were at a point where we didn't have to have a Banned Books Week and that everything, just the freedom to read was absolute, but we are far, far from that right now, unfortunately. And so we have to support these books and support the people who are defending them against challenges. The good news is most challenges are successfully defended, but that is not stopping people from taking the dead end of censorship. Really disconcertingly this year, most of the books on the banned books list are ones that have LGBTQIA plus themes. And what they're trying to do basically is trying to really just pretend that there are no queer kids in their communities when we know that they are, and we know that attacking their books is really a way of attacking our identities. But here's the thing, we're not going to go away. We are already here, and trying to erase our identity by erasing our literature, well, that is a dead end. So what can you do? Well, you can support Banned Books Week. You can do this many different ways. Be bold, get your words out there.
It would be difficult to make informed opinions and choices if you are only presented with one side. It's intellectual freedom that is the reason that everyone should be provided with all the sides of the information they request and need. Not complicated, right? Now, you may be wondering, why is intellectual freedom important? Why should you care? This one should be a little easier now that we understand the basic premise of intellectual freedom. It is vital to the democratic process. It would be hard to make an informed choice about political candidates, controversial issues, current events, and more if you're only receiving information about one side of the argument. Getting high-quality information that presents multiple viewpoints is necessary to making informed decisions. As the Intellectual Freedom Manual states, intellectual freedom empowers young people to make smart decisions and solve real-world problems. Intellectual freedom also includes library collections. Beyond just getting information that has multiple points of view when you ask questions, there should also be books and materials at the library for browsing and checking out that contain multiple viewpoints available to everyone. The need for intellectual freedom in libraries extends past the answers to specific questions and into fiction and nonfiction materials for all ages. It is important that when you go to browse for a fun reading fiction book, that the books are representative of different people, cultures, and experiences. We often use books as a way to experience things that are different. Let's define censorship. What is it? In broad terms, censorship occurs when individuals, groups, or government officials decide that certain images, information, or ideas are so objectionable that no one should have access to them. This so-called offensive content can be found in books, magazines, films, videos, or works of art. Censorers succeed when the materials are edited, restricted to particular audiences, or removed from public access, no matter if that access is at a library, school, bookstore, art gallery, or other institution.
My name is Lori Holtz Anderson. I get asked about censorship a lot. People ask me about censorship because I write books for teenagers, and it's a scary time to be the parent of a teenager. I know. I've had 4 of them. Part of the problem is we have a generation that has been exposed to unprecedented amounts of sexual behavior in the media and on the internet. They see it, they talk about it, their hormones react, and a lot of kids wind up in painful situations. Unfortunately, a lot of kids also have parents who are uncomfortable talking about sexuality. Now, I know this. Literature is the safe and the traditional vehicle that mankind has used to pass morals and lessons and wisdom on from generation to generation. The modern way of saying that is books save lives. We do that with contemporary young adult literature. It surprises people and scares some because it's an accurate reflection of the way that today's teenagers talk and think and the issues that they're dealing with. Our books have to be honest in order to connect to the teen reader today. American teens are desperate for responsible, trustworthy adults to talk to about some of these issues. Sometimes they can only find the answers that they're seeking, the moral answers, moral guidance in books. Reading and discussing these books is one of the most effective ways to get teens to think through and learn about the challenges of adolescence. Most of the censorship I see is fear-driven. I understand that, and I respect it. The world is a really scary place, a terrifying place sometimes to raise children, and in particular teens. Human nature wants to nurture children, wants to protect them as they grow up into adulthood. But censoring books, that's the opposite of protection. Censoring books, not allowing kids to think about, talk about, discuss these issues, leaves them vulnerable. It leaves them in darkness, and it opens up the opportunities for them to be hurt. Censorship is the child of fear and the father of ignorance. Our children cannot afford to have the truth of the world withheld from them. They need us to be brave enough to give them great books so they can learn how to grow into the strong women and men that we need them to be. Thank you very much.
Dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourselves in a way that others may not, simply because they've never seen it before. But know that we will applaud you every step of the way.